Yo, what's up chat? So, today we're making a video about the Void Hunters, and what we're saying is, so first we're gonna start off obviously with the, Hoshimi family and everything, but first before we get into the video, I'd like to ask if you like, comment, subscribe, whatever. If you have any feedback you want to add to this video, don't be afraid to, I'll respond to any questions or anything you have to say. I appreciate you joining, this, or looking at this video on the algorithm, or if you clicked it, if you saw it, whatever. Thanks for clicking it, and yeah, if you have anything to say, just let me know in comments, and I guess we'll get into the video. So first, obviously, we're getting into the Void Hunters. So these Void Hunters, there's a lot to say about the Void Hunters themselves, anyways. So, there's all these Void Hunters, and no one really talks about these Void Hunters. This really needs to be talked about more often, because this is lore, and lore, I like lore. Lore is really cool, and who doesn't like some lore about a cool game, you know what I mean? So yeah, but anyways, here's the Void Hunters. First, we're starting off with Hoshimi, not Hoshimi Miyawi. Oh, one of her, I guess that's her great grandma, but we're starting off with the Swordmaster. She's the third generation leader of the Hoshimi family, and she destroyed the Exaltus Overseer, and that was the biggest, I guess one of the biggest ethereals or enemies ever to exist in mankind, in New Eridu, whatever it was. Yeah, it's like one of the biggest ethereals ever, and she destroyed it herself, which is insane to think about how much power the Void Hunters really have. And that's just like, this is a skim, just a little skim of it. I don't know anything about her really. I know that she's, Miyabi's either grandmother or great grandmother or something like that. Whatever, but about the ancestry of Miyabi is that her mom died. When her mom did die, I remember I saw like kind of like crystals on her face, whatever. What those were is those were etheric matter. That was etheric matter, and so what the etheric matter did was it kind of corrupted her, and so she either had to basically turn into an ethereal and kill Miyabi uncontrollably, or she just had to basically kill herself. So that's what she did. She grabbed the sword, gave it to Miyabi, and then killed herself. And then Miyabi, she then right when that happened, Miyabi gained like a little power on the sword, like a curse. It's Foxfire, and what that is, if you've seen chapter 5 out of Foxfire is, you can't really control it. It just happens randomly, and it's kind of like a curse that like wants to kill everything. And so she has to learn how to control that power with her sword. And when she controls that power, then she can put her sword away back in its sleeve. But you had to remember that Belle had to help her with that, and Belle had to help her with that. She had to begin put the sword back in the sleeve, because if she didn't, she would have like tried to kill Belle uncontrollably. It's just a curse that that the freaking Hoshimi Miyabi has been a curse for as long as time has been existent. So yeah, that's Hoshimi Miyabi. That's her, whatever. And then we obviously have her, whatever. We have her. Okay, that's just Hoshimi family and everything. So we have her. She's the leader of Marcel group, and she defeated the Hive Hollow in the sky. What the Hive Lord Hollow was, it was a hollow blocking the sun. So basically, if something's blocking the sun, like a cloud or something like that, you can't really see. It's dark everywhere. Well, luckily she defeated that hollow, and then it just disappeared obviously, and the sun is back. That's why she's called Lady Sunbringer, is because she did that. I don't know what kind of I'm also kind of curious what kind of details she has, what's she gonna be, if that's a weapon or whatever that is. I don't know. It's really cool though. But yeah, it's really crazy. She looks really cool though. But yeah, that's what she did. It's not really too much. I don't know too much about her. She's the leader of Marcel group. Oh yeah, and she invented the Bangbus. Those I'll talk about those a little bit. Those help through the HGD system for hollow investigation routes for agents and stuff like that. And so yeah, anyways, that's that. So then the next person we have is Joyos. He is the first ever proxy. He's the first ever proxy to I guess, touch the face of the earth, because I don't know his mom, or I don't know if he has like a mom or dad, whatever the crap it is. I have no idea, but he's the first ever proxy to I guess live. And as you see, he has like those. I don't know what those are. Like those are little like weapons, of course, but he's the first ever like proxy, and he went to the Divine Maze. He like completed that. What the Divine Maze is like the most complex, one of the hardest maze like hollow routes ever to exist, which is really crazy. Just to think about how he even got out of there in the first place, because you get stuck in the hollow. Chapter 5, Belle and Meowth got stuck in the hollow. They couldn't really figure out where to go, but she's a proxy, so she's like, oh yeah, we can go this way. That was like a very basic, that was a very easy maze. He went through a maze that was so hard that literally no one in the universe could ever go through. Only he can go through the Divine Maze. That's a really cool thing about him. I mean, he's the first ever proxy. He also invented the HDD system. What the HDD system is this system where Bell and Wise use. I'll talk about them. I'll talk about them a little bit too. It is a system where it's a system where you go into like this little system, and you go into like a bamboo or whatever, and you I guess make hollow investigation routes for either your agents that are fighting off ethereals away from the city or something like that. That's what they can do. But anyways, we'll move on from that, and we'll talk about he's also an ace in Helios Academy, and he graduated with an S score, like an ace score, and so he's like really advanced in the stuff like that. But anyways, we have Professor Archie. What he did is he was a leader and founder of a Helios Academy, and what a Helios Academy is the thing that Bell and Wise graduated from to even be proxies. Because see how the proxy system, like how the proxy powers work, I'm not exactly sure how they work. Like I know how they work, but I don't know like how they were found and everything. But what I think happened is, and if I'm wrong, let me know in the comments or anything like that. I'm just saying a little guess. I don't actually know how they developed those powers. What I think is that maybe like they were born proxies or whatever, but then they didn't know how to use their proxy powers until they went to a Helios Academy, and the Helios Academy raised Void Hunters and proxies like Joyous, and we don't know about any other proxies if there even is anymore. All we know is Joyous, freaking Bell and Wise, and that's it. But yeah, they have to like learn how to do that stuff, do the bamboo and walk around and everything inside the hollows with the agents, and help out for hollow investigation routes, or either collecting database data, or if it's just like data, or just killing ethereals. That's the thing about him though. He's just he found a Helios Academy, and I don't know if he's like a predecessor or anything like that. I have no idea like who he really is. We don't have much about him right now, but yeah, that's what I know about him right now. And then we also have her. She looks really cool. So she's a leader of Pokemon group, and her, and those three people. So there's her. I'm calling her Violet right now because that's what I'm gonna call her. So so there's her, whatever. So I'm gonna call her Violet. I don't know what her actual name is, but yeah, no one knows her name. Anyways, there's Vike, Violet, and this Lieutenant Colonel Dan. He is really big. They hold back the Dark Wall 37 kilometers, and so if the Dark Wall like escapes or like collapses and it shrinks down, this whole entire area near Eridu is left with literally nothing left. Like if the Dark Wall goes out or like comes in, whatever, then the Dark Wall just collapses, whatever. This whole entire map area just gets destroyed by ethereals and etheric matter and everything else. That's why they have to keep it outside, because if they keep it outside, then this area will be safe, and they're still destroying hollows and stuff like that. But yeah, there's obviously narrative, Hollow Zero, and everything, and you know the chasm. No one really talks about the chasm though. But yeah, I don't really know much about that. But anyways, and yeah, but that's what will happen if that's what will happen if they didn't do their job. So they're doing their job, whatever, and they're holding back the dark wall. I don't know how what it like takes to hold back a dark wall, but that's what it looks like. So that dark wall looks actually humongous. It's yeah, it's pretty scary though. Think about like, you know, if they don't do that, you know, the whole entire city just turns into ethereals, etheric matter everywhere, and all that stuff. So yeah, there's, you know, Lieutenant Colonel Dan, Violet, and then Vike. There's them three, and that's what they do. They don't really we don't really know much about them really. But anyways, okay, alright. So now about Helios Academy again. About Joyous and being like a freaking void hunter and a proxy, the first ever proxy. They're also proxies. You see, there's also proxy eyes. We'll talk about that in a second. Proxy. So how that like term even came up was at Helios Academy, and like I said before, they, you know, went there and they basically found out like all these like they found Helios Academy and I guess they graduated from Helios Academy before it collapsed, but they learned how to use they had proxy powers to begin with. They just had to learn how to use them and like what to use them for. And so that's what Professor Archie, okay, there was a Carol, that was their teacher. They don't know where she is now, but their teacher is like, we're trying to find their teacher in the story right now. So if you go all the way down and you see this, whatever, this cutscene, whatever that happened, see their eyes glowing up, that's the proxy like power that they possess of. So the thing about that is the guy that, you know, the arm that was like talking or whatever, and that was talking about, they were like, where is, you know, our teacher? And he's like, I'm not gonna tell you that. And so then they were like trying to like hurry up and like get answers out of him before something happened, and then he exploded or whatever. Yeah, they were trying to find out where Carol was, because maybe Carol is still alive. Maybe she's stuck in a hollow, or either she's somewhere where no one knows where she's at, and no one knows if she's alive or not. Like maybe she survived the collapse and like got away from it, or maybe she's dead. Who knows? Like no one knows right now. That's what we're trying to figure out in the story though. We're trying to do all that stuff, but yeah, that's the thing about like this lore and everything. It's really interesting, whatever to talk about. But yeah, there's a teacher still alive. But yeah, no one really like knows. Yeah, no one really talks about this kind of stuff like right here, especially because everyone's like, oh yeah, Bell and Wise, they're just proxies, and that's about it. Like, no, there's so much more to a proxy than people really say there is. Like they're the people that guide us, whatever, their agents, through the hollows. If we didn't have these proxies, we would never make it out of the hollows, and we would basically turn into ethereals if they weren't proxies. So you gotta kind of put into consideration of what they actually are and what can they really do to our advantage, and you know, stuff like that. But yeah, that's the lore video. You know, sorry if it was kind of boring to you. You know, if you know, thanks for clicking on the video in the first place. You know, watching the whole thing. You know, and I appreciate everyone who even clicked on the video or watching it, or just, you know, sit back and relaxing a little bit. But yeah, I don't mind my Bell mod. Yeah, it's interesting. But anyways, it's, you know, it's kind of crazy to think about, like all, you know, these, you know, all the agents and everything go through the hollows and crap like that, and just do all the things that they do. It's pretty crazy to think about, you know, what they do and everything. And then again, you know, Joyous and all of them and crap like that. I don't know what kind of powers they have, or like when they're gonna be released and everything, but I kind of think they're gonna be released after 2.0 for sure. Probably, I have no idea. But yeah, that's just what I think about them. And you know, sorry, I didn't have much gameplay because I had like a lot to talk about, and I can't really multitask really. I can put a video up, but you know, there's not really a point in, you know, doing all that when I'm just talking about Void Hunters anyways. It's all about like the lore and crap like that. But yeah, I appreciate everyone who joined the video, and if you for setting up a 5 sub goal for this video. And if we don't reach that, you know, that's okay. I'm glad that people even, if I get 10 views, I made 10 people happy, or got 10 people that invested into my video. And so that's really all that matters to be a content creator anyways. So yeah. But anyways, yeah, it was good talking about the wood hunters. They really need to be talked about. You know, they're not really talked about much often because no one really knows about them. They're like people. A lot of people are like, oh, they're dead. Well, how do we know that? Maybe they're stuck somewhere. Maybe they're like maybe you saw the expansion zone, or whatever, of this area that I was talking about, whatever. The expansion zone. I think the expansion zone is literally, so you saw whatever, or the expansion zone. I don't see here. Where is it at? Right there. You saw the expansion zone right here. See, we don't know like where that actually is. Maybe that's where the void hunters are located. Maybe they're over here. Maybe they're over here. No one knows where they're actually at. But we know they're still out there somewhere, and we think Arky is stuck in the hollow somewhere. But yeah, that's what I have to say about it. And yeah, then again, I appreciate everyone, joining this video, or coming in this video and talking about the void hunters. I really appreciate it. So yeah, but it was good talking about it. You know, I'm happy that people even chose to watch this video in the first place. And like, comment, subscribe, whatever. If you have any questions about these void hunters, or any questions about really anything game-wise, like I can answer them in the comments. Just make sure to like, people will tell you all kinds of things about these void hunters, but they're not true. The things I've told you, I have gotten from evidence, articles, and watching that lore teaser trailer from ZZ in the first place. And I'm getting all my evidence from story, like in-game story. I'm not just making all this up. This is true stuff. But anyways, hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.